A wise Anon once said there are 3 types of people on the internet: schizos, psychos, and zombies. Welcome to Schizo territory.
Spicebear, why did you go to a Phish concert? Don't you know, Spacebar, that Phish will harvest your energy and sick demons on you? Do you not know that? Look, you might not be prepared for this. You might need to go watch Rick and Morty. You might need to go watch The Walking Dead. You might not be ready for this crazy shit. I was trying to find work 2 days before Mondegreen. Google was like, yeah, there's this giant, like 40,000 people, 4-day Phish show. It's like right there. It's like right there. I was like, it's my birthday weekend. I'm gonna work for a festival, make a little bit of money. Spicebear, you didn't want to go out for your birthday?
And go to fuck well. And do the fuck what?
So I joined the Mondegreen Facebook group page. To my shock, it was not just a bunch of other people looking for last minute gig work. It was 30 posts an hour from like a buzzing hive mind. So bizarre. And especially because they were all coming to me. Like, what the fuck? Who are these people? Okay, maybe I should just go. Maybe I should just go. I would be a fool to not witness this. And honestly, why are these New England wizards coming down in my territory to cast spells on my normies? So, I first got to Mondegreen. I was a little bit overwhelmed. I asked Instagram, what should I know about going to Phish? Like, I'm expecting people to be like, drink a lot of water. What I got instead was, you will be put into a trance-like state so that your energy can be harvested by malevolent entities. There are truthers who genuinely think that all jam bands put their audience into a trance to harvest their energy. How fucking cool is that? Like, bro, I'm not even mad. I showed up at the festival, I'm like, okay, I don't want my energy harvested. And then I saw that giant moon installation and I'm like, oh my god. When I see that, my schizo brain thinks receptivity programming. Programming people to be more receptive. Shit was really weird at that festival, I'm not gonna lie. It was real weird. Yeah, baby girl, but you never seen nobody with Washingtons like these before. Oh my god. We're gonna start with some lyrics. People are comfortable with lyrics. Phish lyrics are fucking crazy. Wait till we get to S𝖈hiz0. Maze. If you look at the lyrics of Maze, it's you'll never get out of this maze. Labyrinths are used to represent the mind. The mind itself is like a maze. I get a lot of the 4 elements from Phish lyrics. Water, you have theme from the bottom, Yamar, bathtub gin, steam. Air, you have I am hydrogen. S𝖈hiz0 invokes the air. Phish in general is probably more water and air than anything else. Fire, you have blaze on, fuego. Fire's harder. Earth. Oblivion's very earthy. All of their like more classic rock sounding songs are very earthy to me. When truthers hear 2001, we get a little sketched out. What? By the time they got to the song Simple and they're saying that we have symbols in the band, and yeah, I get it, okay. S𝖈hiz0. Alright. Okay, when I first heard that lyric in S𝖈hiz0, take off your mask, the fear's an illusion, so don't even ask. Excuse me? So I looked it up later. It was released in April of 2020. Imagine thinking that that's a coincidence, though. The coincidence theorists over at Reddit are really puzzled by this one. So there's no right or wrong when it comes to interpreting lyrics. I am right, though. A waterlogged train traversing the seas. I have dreams about a train like that. Something fucking weird about Phish, man. So the word Mondegreen itself is also interesting. It's a misheard song lyric that changes the meaning of a song. Can mishearing a song lyric actually change the meaning of a song? I think the answer is yes. You know, I talk about Twilight Language a lot on my channel. Twilight Language is a way of talking directly to the subconscious that kind of bypasses the conscious mind. I always give the example of SpaceX sounds like space sex, and that's because there's all of these fertility rituals that are done with space exploration, and we're not going to get into that in this video. So the use of homophones is prominent in Twilight Language. It's essentially language that speaks differently to the subconscious than it speaks to the conscious mind. Interestingly, another name for Twilight Language is green language. The astrology around Mondegreen was super intense. Like, it was super intense. So both Venus and Jupiter were afflicted by both Saturn and Mars, which is crazy. And then there was also the lead up to the full moon, which, by the way, if you are performing any kind of magic, that is exactly when you would want to do it. I'm not saying that's intentional. There is something when you get people who are very tapped in, things like that aren't intentional, but they happen anyway. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna see my way out here. Suspend your disbelief now. This is where it gets weird. Hypothetically, okay. Like, let's say you are contacted by a celestial entity. And then this one just kind of pops in and it's like, hey, I'm here, just making my presence known. And you kind of like start invoking said celestial entity. Like, would that be so crazy? Would that be so crazy? So in the month and a half or so before Mondegreen, I had been invoking a fixed star called Algol. I wouldn't have just started invoking something known as the demon star. The reason I was doing that was because Algol contacted me, which is really weird. I get that that's weird. Look, go watch Rick and Morty. You don't have to be here right now. Algol is the Medusa head in the constellation Perseus. So Perseus was this Greek hero that cut off the head of the Gorgon Medusa. Ra's al Ghul in Batman, he is basically named after the star Algol. It's a demon star. We're talking about a demon ghoul star. But the star Algol has historically been used as apotropaic magic, which is protective magic to ward off evil. You've seen lots of like Medusa's heads in Greek iconography and everything like that. That Medusa head is based on Algol. Algol is associated with power outages, decapitation, protection, and it's a feminine entity. Yeah, you can like invoke entities from the sky. It's this whole thing. Spicebear, you're invoking celestial entities. You're a witch. Every last one of you is carrying a black scrying mirror around in your pocket. You're probably watching this video on your black scrying mirror, so I really don't want to hear it. Here's the thing that I think is really weird. This is one of the weirder things about Phish Mondegreen for me. There were so many synchronicities for me with Mondegreen. It was a little overwhelming. So I did something that I don't normally do. And I looked at the birth charts of the people in the band Phish, which I don't recommend looking at people's birth charts. I don't like talking about people's birth charts. Two of them have very rare Algol conjunctions in their birth charts. So part of me is like, did Algol send me to a Phish concert? I'm not somebody who looks at the clock and sees a 33 and thinks God is talking to them. I know people like that. Oh my God, a star sent you somewhere. It's so satanic. Like, okay, tell that to the three wise men though. People invoke things intentionally and unintentionally all of the time. It's just the way it works. But why? Why would Algol send you to a Phish concert? I don't know. I have no fucking clue. So I told you that Algol is associated with decapitation, right? Well, that's kind of interesting because like when you catch fish, you cut the heads off fish, right? I remember doing that when I was a kid because I was like, what is that like part of the filleting process? So I just Googled cutting heads off fish, right? But I used voice to text and Google thought I meant the band Phish, which is a weird thing for Google to think, but okay. So I was really surprised when there actually was. This is so fucking weird. There's like a documentary that the band Phish made in like the 90s or whatever. There's a scene in the documentary where they're saying that every time somebody asks for a photo with them, they will cut off the heads of the people in the photo so that when they get home, they notice it's just the bodies. There's no heads. And there are even people who are saying online that actually that didn't happen to anyone. There's never been anyone that verified that happening. So make of that what you will. If you were at Mondegreen, did you hear the eerie singing between sets on Saturday night? I'm just curious. So you might be wondering like, how often do people really get decapitated? That there's a star that's associated with decapitation in astrology? Well, back in the day, a lot of clients for astrologers were royals who were actually concerned with getting their heads cut off. Another interpretation, essentially having your head cut off, is a metaphor for becoming one with a greater mind, with a hive mind, if you will. And that is like so exactly what Phish does. So people go to Phish concerts to feel immersed in this hive mind. People go to Phish concerts to be decapitated. I don't know. What the fuck do I know, right? Oh, also, Medusa is a fish. She's a fish maiden creature. I just want to point out a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about that was at the festival, like I'm not pinning that on the band Phish. Like I don't fucking know whose call that was. Do not fill balloons with nitrous while you are in your car with the windows rolled up. 2 of the kids that were selling nitrous died that way and like were found a couple days after Mondegreen, so don't do that. What do I need to say in this video? I wish there weren't luring kids. That sounds so bad. I didn't make that sound bad. It just sounds bad. There shouldn't be drag queens luring children, Hansel and Gretel style, into a part of the festival that is geared towards kids and full of drag queens. Not a fan of that. So I'm just gonna relate this story. Because I'm not the only one who had issues with it, okay? I'm not the only one who was like, no! There was this mom with her son. The kid was probably like 9 or 10. Out struts this drag queen with this balloon. And it's got like anything a kid would want on it, right? There's like rainbows and dinosaurs and clouds and unicorns and fairies. It's like everything on this one balloon. It was fucking sick. It was a cool fucking balloon. I wanted to follow the drag queen. The 9-year-old kid sees it and he's like, Mom, are you seeing this? Like, oh my God, are you seeing this? His mom's just like, oh yeah, we got the other thing, right? That other thing, right? We're not following that drag queen anywhere. I don't like that. Me no likey. And that was one of the first things I saw. This is for my audience, okay? This is not for Phish fans because I don't really... I fucking hate New Englanders. Like, you're nuts. You're all fucking crazy. Do you understand how much editing I would need to no longer be offensive to anyone? I'm a white I don't want to make a video today. I don't want to make a video today. Let me stay home. Hey, do you wish this video wasn't lopsided? Me too. buymeacoffee.com/spicebear. Everything's coming up Spice Bear. I have a lot to talk about. Like, it's been a really weird couple of months. We have a lot to talk about. buymeacoffee.com/spicebear.